Wasn't there, my friend.
No,
they came.
you weren't there either, dude.
Of course, yeah.
Bad Muslims.
Of course, you can't force no one.
No, I'm not even going into the argument about whether they're right or wrong. I don't know. I can't judge. But he's saying that he has a problem with Christians doing that.
Okay,
in the name of religion, I do.
That doesn't make sense.
In the name of religion, I do.
Slavery, to me, slavery.
400 years.
Doesn't matter if you make a guy work for you in the kitchen.
In the name of Christianity,
or making a guy.
There was no 100 years of slavery. In the name of Islam,
another human being and taking his freedom.
An Arab man enslaving someone doesn't mean Islam allows it.
So he's saying that Muslims didn't go and say, okay, our religion teaches that you're our slaves. He's saying the Christians did that.
Can we change the topic? Let's talk about Israel. You want to talk about Israel?
We can, but I'm not that knowledgeable. We can.
Oh, no,
I don't mind.
Do you have a problem with Israel?
Yeah, I have.
What's the problem?
No, I have a problem with the ones who are ruling it.
Right, right. So let me just get this straight to you. Do you agree that the Israelis have an equal right to the land of Israel as the Palestinians?
Why?
I'm asking, do you agree to that statement?
To be honest, if it's based on a scripture, then no.
If it's based on history,
they definitely have. Like,
what's the argument that Palestinians have, the Muslims have the right to the land of Israel based on history? I mean,
well, like I said to you before, look, I'm not knowledgeable on the matter, but what I know is I'm against the oppression that they are suffering. Yeah. So
I completely sympathise with them. I'm not taking any time.
No. But the thing
I want to know. Palestinians are suffering. I'm completely sympathising. It's wrong. It's wrong. I just want to know.
You support the Zionism going on.
I'm not a supporter of Zionism.
By the way, religion and Zionism do not have to go
No,
together.
they're nothing to do with each other.
Nothing to do with each other. I can be religious and
without
not
that land
I want to
of
just
yours-
get things straight in.
Without that land of yours, your prophecies
Do
don't
you,
come true,
let's
so
start,
you must be supportive.
to start with the land of Israel, you have to agree that the Israelis, the Jews also have a right to the country. Do you agree to that?
What's worse is
Like I said before,
what's happening physically.
they're right. That's the basis. So, for example, if
I'm not talking about what's going on now. I'm talking about theory. The Jews have a right to the land of Israel.
Okay, in the whole wide world, why that specific location?
You saying it's
Why
wrong.
It belonged to them.
Irreligious people.
We know that. The
That's not true. It was irreligious people who didn't believe in
We know that.
God.
How are you ever going to point? The Christians also fought for
You know that
Jerusalem.
Herzl.
All the religions fought for Jerusalem.
Ben Gurion.
On the basis of history, and to be honest with you, throughout the ages there have been Jews living in Jerusalem. There's never been one point in history where Jews have not been living in Jerusalem. Where they've been oppressed, or they haven't been oppressed.
Why isn't there an Israeli state?
What's happening now?
I'm not talking about now. So we'll come up to now.
Even if we agree that they should have some kind of land.
So do you agree on that?
I would say, based on
Not in
the
Israel. They
knowledge
want to
that I
make a
have,
state somewhere
that
in Europe.
if in history
Turned out it has to be
they've lived together.
You can't go around taking Muslim lands, but saying this.
What's
I'm
going
not
on now
cutting-
is not what you're
I agree
asking
with
for.
you.
I'm not talking about what's going on now. I want to get to what's going on now in a minute. But even if you do not want to look at history and say that
Whenever it was,
from history,
was
from historical point of view,
right.
they do not have a right. The English did in 1958, which they definitely owned Palestine, gave it over to the Jewish nation. That's 100%.
In Iran.
So whatever you want to look at it,
They had to leave because of anti-Semitism.
I don't know. I'm telling you, whatever way you want to look at it, whether you want to look at history, whether you don't want to look at
Is
history,
it right what they did?
it could be not.
To give the land that they don't own to somebody else.
Who said they don't own it?
No, I understand.
Why don't
I
they own it?
understand what I'm saying. Is
The
that
British own that.
No, how?
Palestine, they owned
all Jews
hundreds of years.
agree with
There's a
what
Great British Empire. One of the colonies in the British Empire was the Middle East. That's
So they have a right to just give it to somebody random.
Why not? If it's your country, it's like
I believe
you have a right now to get your property in Spain. Yeah,
Right now, what's going
I
on
believe
now?
anyone that invades the
Even if they have a
land,
specific
got to be
segment that they
prepared
live at,
for the come up.
what they're doing today and how
some
they're
sort of
operating
retaliation.
is my problem.
I've also got a problem with that. We agree on that. I just want to start with, if you do not agree that Jews have a right to Israel, then Israel doesn't start. A lot of people, well, my point is that a lot of people would say that the Jew Israel is nothing. It doesn't exist. The Jews don't have a right. It's a Muslim country. The state, what Israel just doesn't start.
If I walk into a restaurant,
I don't have the knowledge for
and
that.
I get blown up because of some
why would I
ridiculous
talk about it?
Why is that fair
You
to me?
personally didn't
having
agree
said
with
that-
anything that was going on.
having said that-
I don't know. There's some
What
cause
happened?
of.
What happened
Why is
was
that
that
right?
the British gave in 1948 the
There's a difference
Israel
between what's
and
going on right now.
you need to realize
I
that
agree the
Muslims
development
have to-
of
you
the
need
state
to
was
realize that
wrong.
before there
I'm
was
saying
no
that out loud.
independence.
The development of a state of Israel was wrong. It
It's the
shouldn't have
freedom
happened. There shouldn't be a state of
Now,
Israel. That's
Israel,
But how sincere are you in that? Because you saying that it shouldn't have happened. It's
being
going
willing
against
to
your.
talk-
No,
your
the religious
What does
beliefs
he need
was
to
and
do?
now happening in a different way, not some irreligious psychopath
he's
to
willing to
develop a
take
state.
two-state
It's happening in a
solution.
different
The
way.
problem
And what
is
he's a mass
happened-
murdering
what
terrorist.
happened in-
At the end of the day, he's a mass state.
That's a mass murdering
I
terrorist.
want my state.
Why do you think that?
I want my state.
The Israeli flag is from the Nile.
Yeah,
Israeli
right.
flag is
Because of the
a
freedom of the
Zionistic
Palestinian people.
development.
Sorry,
It's
what?
wrong.
Because of what the
Anything Israel
Palestinian
stands
people
for
are
right now
going
is
through.
wrong.
It's happening.
It's wrong.
They want to knock down. They want to knock down the
There's a lot
message.
of things.
not go
There's a lot
during
of things
Palestine.
happening.
They don't stand for
You have to pay me.
Let's just design everything.
So look at this list of democratic countries in the world. One of the most democratic countries in the world.
Being democratic, so America is democratic. They kill a million people in Iraq.
What I mean is,
America is an American democratic country.
Is
Did they not go and kill a million people in Iraq?
Did the people in Iraq not kill a million people in Iraq as well?
Saddam Hussein did.
No, Saddam Hussein is going on in Syria
Saddam
today.
did.
Millions of people in Syria are killing people in Syria.
I know, you can't kill your people, we'll come and kill your people.
No, it doesn't work like that. Their argument, that's another whole argument to why America got involved.
Okay, so you can't say
they
that
argue you can't have the government regime that was going on then was systematically killing people.
It's innocent people being kicked out of their houses.
Sometimes a person has to do like an operation, to go to a doctor when you need to amputate a leg. It's very, very unfortunate, but to save the cancer spreading throughout the whole body, we have to do something which in theory looks bad, but it's not. It's something,
okay, so basically you're saying
America's,
that...
I'm not going to...
Wait a second, so you're saying that basically it's collateral damage. So you're saying for a greater good, you can kill Palestinians. No, you said...
I'm talking about America. I never said, first of all, I denied, I've never ever... Israelis not kill Palestinians. I deny that. Have Palestinians be killed at the hands of Israelis? Yes. Israelis go around killing Palestinians? No.
No. What do you mean?
You said Israelis kill Palestinians. No.
Yes.
That's rubbish.
Yes. They do. They don't kill kids. Right now. They don't kill kids.
I've been living in Israel past 2 years straight. The Israelis do not go around butchering kids.
So they don't kick people out from their houses, their lands, and take it and build their own settlements?
No, they don't do that. No.
So we're all dreaming. We're sleeping.
I don't know who's been telling you this. The times when Israelis... Let me get this straight. I completely sympathize with the situation of the Palestinian people there. They've also got a right to the country. I do not believe Israel has more of a right over Palestinians in the country. But the problem with Israel today is they're going to put the question to you, what do you want us to do? And at the moment, the Palestinians do not have a normal form of representation in government, which the Palestinians do not, which will create a normal, stable two-country solution. At the moment, the Palestinians...
What's the solution? You took over the whole country.
I asked you at the beginning, do the Jews have a right to the land of Israel?
Just because they have a right. If I said to you, I have a land in this park, the whole park is mine. If I said to you, I have a...
Do you know, I know people that have been murdered by Muslims going around with knives.
No, one second.
You talk about Israelis, I talk about
Muslims. One second, yeah? If I say I have ownership in this park here, yeah? You're taking the whole park and saying, yeah, this is ownership. You're having settlements, yeah? Okay, you're having settlements.
Do you know how many Arabs live in Israel?
How many what?
Oh, Israeli citizens. How many Arabs?
I don't know.
Come on.
I don't know.
A million.
We're leaving.
Out of the 5 to 6 million people in Israel, there's another million Arabs. Full Israeli citizens, Palestinians, Muslims, full Israeli citizens, and an actual part of society.
Do you want a cookie for it?
No.
Do you want a cookie? I'll come to your house, kick you at your house.
It's not an argument.
And then I come and say to you, but I let you and your cousin live.
The point I'm trying to say is that Israel, from their point of view, is a democratic point of view, and they do want peace. The problem is now with Gaza. Let's talk about Gaza. What's going on there? Is that fair? No. I completely sympathise with the people. They're being harassed. They don't have a normal country. They're not.
They're living in a concentration camp.
Yeah, I get that. But what do you want Israel to do?
Do you, as a Jew, accept that it's like a concentration camp?
Do you, as a Muslim, accept that? But that Israel, all the Israelis live in constant fear from rockets, from Hezbollah, from terrorist organisations, from people walking around with knives, stabbing people left, right, centre. There was a point of Intifada where to walk around Jerusalem was scary. Okay, people walked around with guns, with pepper spray because they were scared. I know my friends, my family live there. Because
what you say?
Why don't you slow down a bit? You're doing this. You're talking. The Jews are doing the same thing that did. Wait a minute, in Germany to the Germans. That's why Hitler had to slaughter
So you're justifying Hitler now? Okay, that's another argument. But I think
the Jews originally came from Ethiopia. They were thrown out of Ethiopia.
So you're justifying what Hitler did? No, 6 million people.
No. He's saying what you guys are doing to the Palestinians is what the Germans did to you. That's what he's saying.
Oh, is that what you're saying? Right, well, I can't.
But you're not listening.
Hear me out.
You're not listening.
What's Hitler got to do with it? Let's talk about morally correct.
You don't have. The Arabs are very kind. The Arabs are very kind. You want somebody who can challenge you in Israel. Look,
I'm against anyone who kills innocent people.
You forget that Britain used to kick the Jews around like dogs. Right?
IDF, Israel Defense Forces, carried out has killed thousands of people by bombing.
Do you know how many rockets? Do you know just 2 weeks ago? Thousands of rockets have been fired from Gaza into Israel, killing innocent civilians as well. Why is that more of a justification?
No, it's
now
not
I know for a fact when the
both
IDF
are wrong. Both are wrong.
Right.
What I'm
no,
saying
but I'm
is,
telling you what the IDF would say is that what you want, they need to keep a certain sense of security in the country.
What security are you talking about?
killing innocent people.
What fucking security are you What security are you talking about?
Little kids are throwing stones. Hit them in the head.
What are you securing?
You're close. No, not small. These are big examples. They may be small.
Hold on. He's not hitting the point.
I'm not talking about what happened.
But when you come to look, what they're saying, I'm not saying this. They're saying you've come to our land, you've kicked us out, you've took our overhaul, you're killing us. We will attack back. This is what they're saying. And then you guys are coming and saying, okay, if you do this to us,
let's start with
we'll attack
1948.
back.
What happened when Britain gave Israel, when Britain gave the right for the Jews to have ownership in Israel, there was a war of independence. All the Muslims wanted to butcher and kill all the Jews. That's what happened.
I don't know if that's true. Like I said to you,
It's a war of independence.
But it's happening all over the
What
world.
did you do with it? You're arguing
All
history.
over the
no, I never argued. I said to you, I
No,
don't know
no,
this.
there's a war, the war of independence. Well, who was the other two sides?
Look.
The Jews and the Muslims. That's what happened.
Yes, I know. But
So
what exactly
then there you
occurred-
had Muslims trying also killing some people
No, what
that got
exactly
the
occurred-
country from the British or the British Empire. Or you could say that throughout history you know that the Jews also had a part of the land of Israel. So why are Muslims trying to kill Jews that trying to partake in the land of Israel?
No.
How do you justify that?
No. They're saying the same thing. Yeah?
Somebody is going to get vexed one day and bomb Israel on the fucking ground. That's what's going to happen. Somebody's going to put a fucking nuclear bomb down there and blow the fucking place away. The British had the Jews on fire. The British
Bring intellectual sentences. To
no, but if you were the British had.
You know, have you heard of...
Listen. So what my point? Let me just finish my point and then you speak. Let me just.
Elihu Hakim. Hakim. Huh? Who is he? Elihu Hakim. Who is he? No. Elihu Hakim. He's someone who helped assassinate British Minister Lord Moynihan. And today he has a street named after him in Israel, yeah? Also, Shlom Ben Yosef, who tried to bomb a bus full of Palestinians, so was hanged for his crime, but a street was named after him, yeah? So, no, listen. They even have stamps with his picture. Yeah, this is a terrorist, yeah? You guys have stamps with his picture, yeah? You guys, Ole. No, not you guys. None of you guys. I'm talking about Zionists, yeah? I'm not talking about Jews. There's a guy called David. He comes here. I'm okay with him. We debate the Christians together, yeah? Ole Haggadah Street in Israel was given in remembrance to a group of Jewish fighters after waging campaign of terror and violence against Arabs and the British authorities,
right.
including the murder of
wrong.
politicians.
That's
yeah?
wrong.
No, but this is how the foundation started. You need to understand from the
you-
get-go, you was kicking up people from their houses, taking over their houses, you was killing them.
Don't say you. Don't
No,
say
sorry. When I say you, I
And
don't
let me
mean
tell
you, I
you
don't
something.
mean you,
From the
yeah? I mean,
get-go,
like,
there was the
Zionist,
War of
Zionist.
Independence in 1948.
Shalom, sorry.
No, there was a war of independence. From the get-go, let me tell you this fact about Israel. Israel is one of the only country in the world where people deny its very existence. You don't, America, you have a problem with what Donald Trump
forget what
does,
the
they're still
British
American.
You
to
go to
them.
America and try to take a little state, they'll do the same.
Yeah, no, it's true.
All right.
I don't agree with development of state.
Let me.
Shalom, come close.
No, it's wrong.
Shalom alaikum, one second.
It didn't have any reason for it.
No.
It didn't have any reason for it.
You're an Orthodox Jew, yeah?
Yeah.
Are you from the what?
I'm from England, from North.
Stanford Hill.
No.
No, we're
Some
from
man named
London.
Stanford Hill, I know them.
You're not
They're
let
cool.
me finish.
No, but this is where you differ because you're a Zionist then. Are these for
I'm
Zionists?
not a Zionist.
Okay, sorry.
Let me explain what I hold. I hold that the land of Israel should be for everyone equal. Muslims should have more. Jews should have. Whole Jews also
Saladin and
have a
Richard
right
Dine
to the land of Israel. Also, I'm not Zionist that Jews only have a right. If you, whatever way you want to look at it, I told you through history, throughout history, we had the times of the temple. We had Israel. Saladin had Israel.
Did Saladin look after you guys, be honest?
Did we look at you guys when we had the temple? I don't know. Yeah, he did. Right. Okay, what's going to do with it? You know.
Kurdish.
We're together.
Yeah, carry on.
So what I hold is that the Jews also have a right to land of Israel. Okay. Therefore, today you can't deny the existence of Israel.
No, I'm not looking. I'm not.
One cannot deny that because Jews also have a right.
I'm not denying that based on my little knowledge. What I'm saying is that what you're doing now, if I say to you, look, this is Fafa Fufu land, yeah? Okay, and this is my land. Now, if I come and say you're living there, and I come and say no, that is under my regime as well, and you start killing people, who's starting to kill people? Come on, man. Look, I gave you some names here.
They'll tell you they want, and let me finish this. Let me finish. They tell you they want peace. The Jews, 90% of everyone in the region wants peace.
Zionists, not the Jews.
No, listen. No, the Zionists will also tell you they want peace. The problem is that peace cannot be processed because there are people killing people when it's taught. Okay, if there won't be a government representing the Palestinians in Israel, make a stable government with normal peace talks where two sides can live in harmony.
No, but didn't Netanyahu say that he believes that the Jews are... Remember, he made a statement recently that the Arabs are second-class citizens.
I'm not talking about what I hold.
No, what you have a white hope that's beautiful, all rosy, hunky-dory. Can I ask you something? If you're an Orthodox Jew, you do not believe that Israel should have a land, yes?
Why not?
Well, Israel should have a land.
Like the Jews, yeah? The Jews, because you believe that you
I'll tell you what I
covenant,
believe right now, that we are an exiled nation out of our land. It doesn't belong to us right now.
Okay,
the development of a state was wrong.
Okay.
And how they done it was wrong as well. There was no need for a development state. All the states created was problems around the world.
Yeah.
Jews around the world. There was millions of Jews living in the Middle East before the state. Millions. There was over Turkish population had over 1 million Jews.
And were they treated wrong?
No, they have.
Okay.
They were part of the government. No, there wasn't. There was fights. Of course, there was fights. There's fights everywhere. There wasn't anti-Semitism.
No,
less anti-Semitism. There's less in Turkey than there was in Germany.
Yes.
Less anti-Semitism.
The Christians in Spain, what did they do to the Jews?
No, I agree. There was no Holocaust in Arab land. There was no Holocaust. There was no Holocaust in Arab land.
Yes.
The Arabs didn't do Holocaust.
Yes.
Fascists were Christians. All I'm saying was...
Let this guy talk.
All I'm saying was... the development of a state of Israel was wrong. It was wrong.
They're going to come here because you got your back to the camera. They want to see who's this guy. You
know,
he might accept Islam.
I never argue with that.
The
my point
development
is that today,
Listen, let's sort this issue out here.
You're mixing different things.
No, my
today, Jews have a right to the land of Israel. Is that correct?
They have a right to go there. It's not our land. We're exiled.
Why is it the Muslims' land? Let's speak with that.
Why is it the Muslims' land?
It's been
a joint. It's joint.
It's joint. That's exactly.
Right now, Israel own it. Right now, Israel own it.
Right now,
Israel. Why should Israel own it? They
don't say they own it. People that tell us
Palestinians should ask
for decades.
Russians will help.
The Palestinians do not have a representative, a normal, stable government which will ensure a two-state solution. We know what goes on. There are Muslims going around, but they're not oppressed and put in with force.
The British had the Jews as fucking slaves.
Continue.
Yeah?
With force, we know there are radicals.
You don't have to...
What you could say is the minority is ruling the majority. We know today there are Muslims in Israel who are dying to kill every single Jew in the country.
It's not true. There's a tiny percentage.
It's a small percentage.
You're sounding like
Jews go.
No, I'm not. I'm saying there's a minority, a small amount. There definitely are.
Yeah, but there's not. Isn't there a minority within the Zionists that want to kill every Muslim?
No.
They want to kill it because of the Zionist government right now.
Yes.
Because the Israeli government. That's why they want to kill it.
Yes.
What I'm saying is that right now I'm talking about what happened. Why did the state have to happen? Do you agree? Do you think? I think
I'm not talking about what
that was
happened.
wrong for them to develop a state. And you know, Ben Gurion, the first president, he didn't let those thousands of Jews wanted to come from Europe. He didn't let them come in. What I'm saying is that the development of state Israel wasn't religious. It wasn't Jewish reason. That was wrong.
My point is that Muslims that think that Jews don't have right to the country.
He's following his religion. No, he's going based on...
Muslims that think that Jews don't have right to the country, doesn't matter whether they're going to kill people or not kill people. You can ask loads of Muslims around and they'll say we do not agree to the state of Israel. Now I'm sorry, they're wrong, because Jews also have a right to the country.
They have a right as well. No, they have a right. They have a right. They don't have to own the country.
Have you served in the Israel Defense Force? No. Have you served in the Israel Defense Force? You haven't? There was one guy here, you know Avi Yemeni?
No, I don't.
You know him?
What's that way? You're not listening to my point. My point is that the Jews also have a right to the country, and I agree to what you're saying.
No, but he's saying, what you were saying is right, it's going based on scripture, because you guys were exiled from the land.
Right? Why is it exiled from the land?
That means
you're also exiled from the land for the Christians.
The Israelis don't have a right to the land right now.
Do you agree that
he's going back? He's a real
not him. Don't give me. I'm asking you a question.
Forget me. He's going back on his own scripture.
Why? I'm asking you an argument with intellect. Do you agree? Do Jews have a right to the land of Israel today?
You know what he's doing? Look, let me tell you something. As if you're asking me as a person of morals,
morals. Do Jews have a right to the land of Israel?
Yes.
Or no?
I would say.
Now what?
Yes.
Now, as of now,
what you're doing now is oppression.
All of that land is North Africa. The whole of that land is North Africa. It's not the Middle East.
I'm gonna kill you, kick you out of your house.
It's not the fucking Middle East. The Middle East is in the Bay of Bengal.
People have denied the fact that Jews have a right to the land.
Yeah, but the Jews want the control. The Jews want the control. The Jews want the fucking control. That's why Hitler killed the fuckers. They want to control, to take over every fucking thing. They were doing it in this country.
Go back to the development of the state. I disagree with the development of the state.
You're not listening to me.
I know. They don't like anybody.
As Muslims and Jews.
The British keep a list of all the Jews in this country. They keep a record of all the Jews. The last war, Britain shipped out all the fucking Jews on ships without a captain.
When the Jews that they kicked from Europe, they go to the Arabs, they will look after them.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know why the
I'll tell you.
Look, man, they rob every fucking soul.
Look, why would they work? You know why
Now
those
it's a state of America.
I know. Yeah. Netanyahu is in America more often.
Herzl, people go around. Let's take over the land. Let's take over the land. Now, the first violence in Israel, the first violence in
And they want to
Israel,
go to Venezuela.
the first violence against the Jews, the first violence against the Jews property was a Hebrew massacre. Why?
Didn't you tell me? Train reaction. Right on the American tail. And these fucking, the Russian rockets don't miss.
They were wrong for doing that, but the reason why they done it because people were saying they're taking over the land.
That Russian rockets there.
No, you see, how did it start?
Why did it start? I don't know. Star wasn't
It's all a couple thousand supports.
You do not all this time. With all of this time,
real
with all of these crimes that you see, cities being wiped from the people. And by the way, do you know? I'll tell you something. Yeah? I'm a Jordanian for you to know. Yeah? So I'm aware of what's happening in Israel. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And
so what's the argument? Tell me an argument.
I will kill you now.
I can't justify killing people. Tell me an argument.
Okay, you don't justify. That's good. You don't justify that.
I say it's wrong.
Okay.
My question. Words in my mouth.
My question is to you. Yeah. My question is to you. Now, do you know that the Zionists, when they came to Israel, yeah, when they came to Israel, which they call it the Promised Land, do you know they have killed thousands of people from the land to drag them away, to keep the Israel for only the Jews generally. That's their initial idea. Do you know this? Or you are not aware? Do you know this or you? Okay, good.
And I'm admitting that it's completely, not even admitting that. I'm sorry to admit,
okay, good.
It's completely wrong.
Good.
My point was.
So you believe it's wrong.
My point was that the Jews also have a right to the land of Israel.
Hold on a second.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Have a right according.
Do you agree that the Jews also have a right?
I mean, they don't have to control it.
Listen, let me finish. I'm speaking. Yeah. The Jews also have a right to the land of Israel. Do you agree to that?
No. Do you know why? Do you know why?
Send a handful of Jamaicans down to
So
fucking
you know why?
Israel
You know why?
and
you
wipe them out.
no Jews
A handful of Jamaicans.
I didn't say that.
All the Jews in
to be in
Jamaica
the land is
are
something.
fucking dead
The
and
Jews
gone.
used to be,
So wipe them out
in
clean.
Palestine,
All of
amongst
Jews
the Arabs, around Jerusalem.
that were in Jamaica.
1,400 years.
Don't
1,000.
waste time with them because they're ignorant.
Hold on a second.
The Jews don't want anybody else to talk.
Do you know about the crimes that
They don't want
happened in
nobody else to
Jerusalem?
talk.
You know
right?
that the Jews of Jerusalem, the Arab Jews who used to live in Jerusalem for 1,400 years, do you know they were killed side by side with the Arabs while defending Jerusalem from the Zionists?
Russia
do you know this history? Did you read about that?
That could be right.
Did you read about that?
All I know is let me say something
There
else.
are many Jews. There are many Jews. I will tell you this. Listen. I wanted to say this. Yeah. There are many Jews who used to live in the Promised Land for thousands of years.
Yeah, I know that.
And they were neighbors to each other. They used to eat from one plate. They used to look after each other's children. That's how we used to live. When the Zionists came, yeah, when the Zionists came, they were literally fighting. We know Jordanians. We
I do
from
not
Jordan,
agree to
who
Zionism.
literally,
If you've got
who literally
Zionism, I
they
agree
fought.
to you.
Listen.
Zionism is
agree with
wrong.
Zionism.
I don't know why you think I believe in Zionism.
Okay.
I've
Now
never
here,
ever said.
as soon, listen, there is the Zionists. They have one point. There is a common. Listen, there is a common thing between you and the Zionists. You said you need to have not just to control the land. This is the agreement
So
you and the
you
Zionists.
argue with that. Now you argue. So you're saying that Jews do not have a right to control, to be part of the government in the land of Israel. Is that correct?
Not to be part of the government.
They can only live there, but they can't have a say in the matters that go on. They can't have any
They
control.
could have. They could because they used to have.
Right.
There are.
Fine. Can I argue? Can I explain to you why I argue with that?
You said just to control, just to be only
Not
Jews
only
controlling.
Jews. I never said that. I said Jews have a right as well as Muslims,
Okay.
as well as Christians, I believe, to partake in the government of the land of Israel. That's what I said. Do you agree to that?
I
You
agree.
said
I agree.
that they live side by side to Muslims and Muslims control. I'm asking you a question.
But they used to be
Do you
ministers.
agree that Jews have a right as well to have an equal right to the land?
Can I say something?
Yes.
During the Ottoman time,
You're not answering me. Yes or no?
I know.
I'm just saying, I'm responding to you.
know
During the
what you're
Ottoman
saying.
time, there used to be Jews used to be governors.
I know.
Governors, ministers in the Ottoman time. There used to be Jews governors, ministers for the Sultan, which means they are ministers. They are Jews and ministers. And a minister, does he have a right? Does he have a say? He does have a say. So what's the problem?
In 1948, did Jews have a say before 1948? Yes or no?
Yes, they had.
They had a say.
They had.
There was the British.
They had, no.
Before the British. Before the British.
Look at this.
With the Jews.
Listen, before the British.
The Jews didn't have a say. It belonged to the British before 1948.
Before 1948. We'll argue about a very important thing before.
Before that time, yeah. I will ask you a question. Many of the Jews from the world, yeah, who came to Israel.
So what you're saying is that as of today, Jews do have a right. You haven't answered my question, Bob. You've been
They have a right. They have a right. Any
They
person.
shouldn't control the country.
They have a right to come.
Because I argue with you, I think you're wrong in understanding those.
You are saying control it. Listen. Listen. We have me and him. Listen, me and him. We agree on one concept. Do you know what? Because he's well read about that. Because he's well read about the Jews' history amongst the Muslims. He's well read. Whenever I mention something, he will say, for example, what the Jews they lived amongst the Muslims. Not just
they didn't have any control of
They
that.
have. There
were
used to be a
part of the
government.
government.
There used to be part of
Over
the
1
government.
million Jews lived in
Shall I tell
Turkey
you
in the
something? Shall I tell you
1760s,
something?
1700s.
You know
They used to have a minister.
Can I say something?
There used to be a ministers who rules Muslims and Jews.
You know this
in
guy,
amongst the
this
Ottomans.
guy, he's actually implementing the Quran. Allah says in the Quran, speak the truth even if it's against yourself. He is Jewish like you, and he's speaking the truth even if against his own self.
Why am I not?
I respect that.
Why are you bringing him
No,
against me? I
no,
don't like you bring a random Jew here.
No, him here. I didn't bring him here. What are you talking
So it's
about?
not random. So it's what?
No,
So it's
I'm
not
not against you.
What
Do you agree? Do you agree?
Is
I'm
he
not
not as
against
you
you.
as you?
I'm not against you. Do you
You
agree?
have to bring me an
Do you
argument.
agree?
I'll either agree to it or not. He. You have to bring me an argument, and I'll either agree to it
I don't mean to
or
upset you,
not
I'm just saying.
with logical.
Don't be rude,
explanation.
Dave. Don't be rude.
No, that's rude.
Don't be rude.
Listen.
I'm just saying that he's. Look at him. He's
Listen, that's
being
rude.
truthful. You want to talk to me? Talk to me. I can't.
Even though,
What do you want?
listen, by the way, from the down, let me
Please don't. I
clarify.
can't do what you
Let me clarify something.
Okay, it's like a sheep cut.
Listen, what's your name?
Can't run away from
What's
two
your
things,
name?
man.
What's your name? Isaac. And what's your name? Gad. My name is Muhammad. Yeah. His name is Ali.
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah. So Isaac. Yeah. You know, the good thing about Gad that today, about the discussion, that whenever I mention something in the
No,
history,
but you don't bring me an argument. I don't want.
I brought my argument. You're saying, hold on a second. You're saying,
bring me an intellectual argument,
You didn't-
and I'll argue with you intellectually.
you didn't allow me
All
to
he's
speak.
saying, I'll tell you what. Can I say it for a second?
Listen. I am saying, hold on. Listen. We don't want you to go. Listen. We don't want you to go.
I would say one thing.
Isaac,
Can I say one thing?
You're
Can I say one thing?
Gad.
One thing. Can I say one thing?
Isaac, listen to me, Isaac, yeah? Okay, Isaac, you said my argument, yeah? You were saying, did the Jews has any saying in the land of Israel before 1949? 1949, yeah? Is that, yeah? Or 1948? I would say to you, yes. During the Ottoman time, the Jews, they used to have governors, ministers. They have saying not just over the Jews, they have saying over even to Muslims. They have a saying. and as well in Andalusia,
Doesn't ask me to be next time I have to bring arguments.
and as well,
Give him respect.
and as well in Andalusian, the old Andalusian. This is we're talking about 500-600 years ago. That even some of the kings in Andalusia, they used to have literally a minister, like a prime minister. He is the second man in the country, and they used to take sometimes Jews. So here, when you say the argument, did they have saying? Yes, they have saying. Did they have the right to rule and to have whatever to govern, for example, certain areas? Yes, they had. So what is the difference? The difference between before and then, now they're establishing a racist country, which is Israel nowadays.
I do not justify. He's asking me.
Go speak.
Let me finish. I can't do that for it. You can't have people.
A racist country, anti-Muslims, anti-Arabs, anti-every single person other than them, killing everyone. Even not just that, even anti-Orthodox Jews who believe in the same concept that Jews shouldn't rule. They killed them, and they were killed, by the way. They were killed in 1976. In 1967. There were some of the Jews who defended, literally, they were side by side with Arabs, who lived there for centuries, So, and they fought with the Arabs against that Zionist country. Why?
Right.
Why they have done that? Because they believe.
They didn't believe it. They
They believe in the concept. You see the point?
Can I argue? Can I say something?
Yes.
Like, I completely agree to you. To make the land of Israel superior to the Jews over the Muslims is rubbish. Is wrong. For what Palestinians are suffering is completely wrong. I'm completely agree. But I don't know if you noticed, throughout history, all the countries and all the Muslim leaders that said
all of that land is North Africa. The whole fucking lock, stock and barrel of the land.
The sea.
All of the land is North Africa.
The mic.
They're going to say we're going to get rid of all the Jews from the land of Israel and make it a Muslim country. That I don't agree to. I think the Jews and the Muslims.
May I respond? I will tell you something. When the Arab leaders they said that, they were not talking about part of their armies used to be Jews. Did you get it? Part of their armies used to be Jews. There are Jews. I will tell you this. There are Jews who fought, by the way, with Iraqis against Israel. And this for you to know. Jews who lived with, literally, they were with the soldiers, with the Iraqi soldiers, and they fought. Some Jews who's Egyptian with the Egyptian soldiers.
What's that to do with it? Right.
You're saying the Arabs. This is what you said. You said the Arabs. They said we're gonna drive the Jews to throw them in the sea. Yeah. Hold on a second.
Only now.
How on earth someone who is a Jew in the Arab, one of the Arab armies, like Iraqi or for example Iraqi army or Egyptian army, fighting